Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Don't allow a woman to take you off your path. Don't allow a woman to do that. Now, let me be clear about it before I get started. It's not necessarily a bad woman doing that. Let me stop, because a lot of times guys think woman, bad person. If you think like that, get off of this channel. And I'm dead serious. Because a woman, you got women who are good, you got women who are bad. You got women who can be good to one set of guys and bad to another set of guys. So let's get that out of the way first. But good or bad, a woman can take you off of your path. Now, you remember the last episode, I was talking about like your clothing style and everything. And I specifically said, I ain't a sneakerhead. I'm not gonna pay several $100s for just some athletic shoes. If I get some athletic shoes, basketball shoes or something, I'm about to like get my old ass out on the court. So I'm not wearing it for style. That's just not me. That's not me, right? You know, so, you know, well, I take that back. If they like something that's strictly stylish, not quite close to it, maybe. And even then, it's still my choice. See, but you'll have some women, you might meet some woman for whatever reason. She said, "Oh, Rom, you look good in, you know, with these sneakers." I actually had a girlfriend like that back in the day, which is part of the reason we ended up breaking up. She wanted me to dress a certain way, you know, and I was like, that's not me. Now, I know I did a video before joking how women will mark their territory, but I would say this, you know, have you dress a certain way, maybe dress down. If it's not you, only do so if only because you want to, you know? Because that's like a little control thing. Now, if you just happen, she presents something, you happen to like it, it's like, oh, you know what, I like that. Okay, go for it. But here's the thing, that's just one angle. Often you might get a woman thinking, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. That's one thing I've encountered. I encountered a woman, she said, well, you should be doing this. Man, what I want to do. Damn, you had a fat ass too, but we can't get together. You're gonna be bothering me about this. Because the second they do, boom. Because here's a funny thing. Often, and women have actually told me this. They'll get that guy and they'll go to work on him. They want to change him up to fit whatever they want. And then when he actually changes, they lose interest. And the reason they lose interest is that wasn't what attracted them to begin with. Or whatever traits he had, it had to be something that they going to gap their legs open for. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in a blunt manner because, well, you know, that's what I do, right? That is what I do. So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Whatever path that you're on, you gotta stick with it, no matter what. Because here's how many men really honestly get off the path. Many men want that. They want that woman so badly. Like you get guys, I've seen guys change up. Like every now and then I get a question about a guy say, Uncle Rob, how come, you know, I'm all right with all these women who don't look as good, but as soon as I get around these women who look better, like say, okay, she won the 6. You know, they won the 6, they treat me well, coming for me and everything. But then when I'm around the 7 to 10s, I'm having trouble. Because you're probably changing up for the 7 to 10s. Because I've lost count how many times I've seen men over the decades. You know, they can be like all like big and bad and confident, you know, with average at best women. With average at best women. But as soon as they get around that baddie or something, everything change up. They can have that smooth mouthpiece. Then they get around that baddie like blah, 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 blah. You changing up. Look. That's because she's changing you up. And then men will go further. All of a sudden, they doing some stuff just to get that baddie. You know, they might be putting themselves in debt. Now, they know they be cheap as hell with that average woman, right? they cheap as hell. Man, she'd be lucky if they go to a regular fast food restaurant. But like, they be lucky if that guy's gas money to go see her. He might be like, you gotta come over here. But that same guy get around some like baddies, real attractive woman, all of a sudden he going into debt. His credit cards get maxed out within a few weeks. He take her to all the fancy restaurants. All of a sudden, he know he don't be wearing all those like high-end clothes or anything. All of a sudden, he buying it. He hitting all the stores to buy it. You know, he hitting those high-end stores, getting those $1,000 sweaters and all of that just to impress her. She's taking him off of his path, you know? And how many guys have done some things that they wouldn't normally do, knowing they ain't waiting 90 days to have sex with some woman. If she ain't giving it up in 9 hours or something, they be like, meh. But that baddie though, got them waiting 90, 120 days, and they be like, okay, well, she's so fine though. She's taking him off the path. And then the most important thing, that's just one angle, but he has a life mission. He has a specific mission that he's on, that he's trying to do. And she, you know, and she'll be like, well, no, maybe you should do these things. And he'd be like, okay, you know, because he's watching her, you know, her butt like go clunk, clunk, clunk and all of that. She flashed that pretty smile at him and stuff. And, you know, and he'll think, yeah, I'm going to impress her. I'm going to start getting into all of this. He forget his plan. And all of a sudden, boom, ain't nothing happening. And then she might, if he lucky, she might still get with him. But then she's like, you know, you ain't the man I was attracted to at first. I guess not, because he changed up. See, here's the thing. Many men will change up everything just to get that fine woman. In fact, that's one of the things. And that, those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. They be legitimately good women. You know, good people. They still treat them generally nice, but they change in everything else. But then they forget what attracted the woman to begin with. She might have wanted a little bit of rubble. She might have wanted whatever that you're presenting. Always see, fellas, always assume if a woman's attracted to you, she like what you're presenting, what you presenting at that moment. You might be that blunt type of person. You might be that blunt type of person. You might be a little cocky, whatever, you know, or you could be more studious. You could be more studious. Like, okay, let me use that as a great example. Say you were that like real intelligent, more intellectual type, and that woman all of a sudden start showing interest, and she a baddie. That's because she likes intellectual type of guys. Don't change up, because that gets into something else. Sometimes the woman don't want you to change, but a guy think he has to change. Look, if the woman, okay, you're intellectual type, maybe even be called nerdy or something, but she's still showing some real love. She's showing some interest. Don't change up, try to become Mr. Cool Guy just to impress her. Because if she wanted Mr. Cool Guy, she would have went for Mr. Cool Guy at first. She's going for you. Apparently she likes that. And yes, some women like a more nerdy, more intellectual type of guy because that's just what attracts them. You know, that's part of being your best. You don't know. That's part of your tribe. There's a lot of women, despite what some guys think, there's plenty of women who actually like a nerdy guy. And if they don't get on here if you want those nerdy guys, well, women don't like me. Block. I'm blocking. I don't have time. Use some common sense. All right? Because apparently you got some other shit to like. And plus, a lot of guys who try to say, oh, I'm all smart. You test them with IQ or test that, look at the academic background. They don't show that they're intelligent. So I'm just going to say that. And, you know, and those are the cases the women generally like you, but the guy's changing up. Because regardless of whether a woman is consciously trying to change you up or you just change up because you thought the woman wants you to change up, don't. Whatever you do, like. I always use myself as an example. I'm a science fiction fan. I have no shame about it. I'm a science fiction fan. I'll be checking out some stuff and everything. I don't have a problem telling a woman that, but you know what I found over the decades? The women had some interest too. In comic books, the women had some interest too. Because I didn't change up. I ain't try to be Joe Cool or anything. And if anybody suggests you change up in that manner, don't do it. Because even with body game, I just say be your best. Don't try to be something else. Your best. That's all I say. Just be your best. You know, there's a lot of talk about just being yourself. Be your best self. How about that? Say it like that. Because if yourself is jacked up at that moment, that's not who you are. So that's the thing. So, but the main thing is, don't allow a woman to take you off your path. Once you want it, that's your first mission. That's your main relationship. And you only find a woman who supports that path, who likes you for what you're doing. And if she don't like you for what you're doing, just look at her and say, man, you got a fat ass too, but you know, we can't work out. Because let me just say this is halfway another video, but I'll just say it here. A woman, if you can't be who you are around a woman, she's useless to you. At best, you can be a friend. At best. But you can't, don't stick your dick in any woman who you can't be free to be who you are. All right? Just remember that. And this ain't anything against the women or anything, because shoot, women should be feeling the same way about themselves. And they want you to accept them as they are. Well, that woman needs to accept who you are. All right? So that's all I have for right now. I was about to slip and say today, but y'all know I'll be doing a car video and stuff. Be looking at some like little fat honey like walking down the street. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.